Okay, we are on. Let's go. Okay, let's pop this up. Oh, why is it so small, you guys? Oh well, whatever. Let's go. Okay, 1 second. Let me do this. There has to be a better way, you guys. This is annoying. Too lazy to figure out. All right. Hi, Manuel. What's up? Thank you for joining. What's going on? Um, how is your morning so far? It's 10:30, close to 10:30, and January 4th, 2025. That's crazy to say. I feel like the year has just gone zoop by so quickly. Um, yeah, and then pretty soon it's gonna be summertime, and then Christmas time, and then let's do it all over again. Life is so crazy. Good. Good to see you here. Okay, give me 1 minute. I don't even have any set thing to say here. Just scrolling endlessly through Twitter or X or whatever. And yeah, we'll see. I'm just gonna kill some time a little bit here before it's so funny. I shouldn't use the word kill, sorry. Alright. Maybe in a few minutes I will start. Okay. Okay, so I was looking at cinema. Let's look at comparison. I think that's a good topic to go into. Although it's been done before by Marantz already. But I think, it's worth kind of revisiting that deal. We could talk about NVIDIA too. There's a spike. Excuse me. Let me. Got my coffee here. Okay. All right, let me make sure I have my mic on. Yes, mic's on. Duh. Ah, excuse me. That's terrible. All right, enough fidgeting. Yes, fidgeting about. So let's go with the chart. Obviously, this is the best, technical analysis that you ever gonna get from anyone else, from any YouTube channel. Prefaces by saying, I'm pretty biased in this stock. So please don't take any, trades based on this analysis or anything like that. Not much of analysis, you guys. I'm just free flowing thoughts here running through my head every time. But anyway, so let me show you this particular indicator. I've shown this particular indicator before, but it seems like the short interest volume is not being reported. Wonder why. The total volume right now, if you look at it, let me see, 7 million shares. which is less than average, meaning that the shares being traded right now is lower than the average. Um, is that bullish? Is that something to be concerned? I really think that, nobody's really trading this. That's just what I'm drawn. It's just the conclusion I get based on this particular number. Because, 13 million shares on average. Is it in 2 years? I think this is what it says here, in 2 years. Total shorted since 2-year high. Total volume since 2 years high. It's been 7.7 million shares. So, very low volume. But yeah, maybe this is why the OBV is so high, to the tune of like billions of shares being traded so far. And so I don't know how to make a conclusion based on that at all. If anyone know more, please chime in. So, but I just think that the volume dried up due to people diamond handing, meaning nobody is willing to sell it. Let's go, Doc Breezy. Never seen you before, but welcome to the channel. Feel free to ask any question. Just please be respectful. I'm a woman, so I mean, yes, I get it. Sometimes people like to be playful and all that stuff, but just be respectful. That's all I ask. Let me see. No. What am I doing? I'm kind of going blank over here, you guys. What's happening to me? All right, so I have a few indicator here too that I'm kind of I've been kind of looking to this indicator, and I'm convinced more and more that this is the good one to use so far. Just for the buy signal. And it seems like, again, this is Bankers Fund trajectory for index. Not quite sure what that tells me, but when you see buy signal, right? Typically, when you see buy signal, what happened? It goes up, it goes up. Confirmation bias? I don't know. I'm just seeing that. It's like, oh, had I buy here? I mean, anytime I see buy signal, and sell here every time I see sell signal, I'd probably be a billionaire by now. You see what I mean? So again, every indicator is like a backward looking lagging indicator, but it's worth kind of like look into. Higher time frame obviously would give you a better perspective, because buy signal was over here, right? Buy signal was over here. And even if you buy here, doesn't mean that it's not going to go down. Of course, you see the, spike down here. But on the daily candle, you don't see hardly buy signal up until here. However, if you lower the time frame a little bit, perhaps, remember this is the buy signal for the daily. And then when it dips, you buy more, right? When it dips, you buy more, right around here. When it dips again, as you see, the lower high, higher low, higher low, right here, right, in 4 hours. And then now you see this buy signal up here as well. So somebody is buying. Is it the bankers? Is it institution? Who knows? But I'm convinced that they are accumulating, whether they have to accumulate because they've been shorting, speculation, right? Be careful. A lot of speculation here. But, these are buy signals here that this indicator is telling me to buy, right? Now, it's worth mentioning too, because, seemingly there's a lot of new people coming in, which is great. I just want to preface this by saying you need to have a strategy moving forward. Whatever strategy that you employ, make sure, it's your own. My own strategy I developed for myself because I know my personality much more than anyone. So if anybody tells you to buy here, even this indicator, would not give you would not give you the absolute certainty that it's going to go up in price in that day. Because it could go down. Let's say you bought here, using this indicator in the daily chart. And then subsequently, it went down 20%, you guys, from the low. Even more than 20%. I mean, how are you going to feel, as a new investor, new whatever, new traders? You're typically going to feel that anxiety, right? New investor too, like because you hear online, you come to video like this, seeing a lot of bullishness in this company, and you think that you're gonna make billions of dollars, or you see the news media articles about how Rowan Kitty is coming back and all that stuff, and the whole unity thing. Obviously, that's I'm gonna actually address that too. Good topic. See, I'm jumping up and down, you guys. I don't even have a clear direction here. Jimmy's up and to the right. Yes, you're right, Michael. Thank you for saying that. You are absolutely correct. For this time. Monday, I don't know. It happens. Where the stock would just come up and down, up to the right, up to the left, green on the day, and then red on the week. Who knows, right? But let's go through this real quick. And I know I've been kind of like doing a lot of investigating based on the price action here. Not much investigation at all, you guys. So let's look at this level right here, which we're trading on right now. Now, I might get a few cents, off here, but bear with me. It seems as though it wanted to flip this particular level to support. Okay, it's been a resistant for quite a bit of time, as you could see right there. Now, let's go look to the left and see where is it interacting with. At one point, you could say that this is one of them as well, like that. And then right here, you could say that's another level. I'll let you know what I am trying to achieve at the moment in time, but bear with me quick. I promise I have a point. Like it's a good point too, so it's worth listening to. Okay, I'm telling you, it's gonna change your life forever. Okay, so I want to see how many times it hit that level, right? Again, it love to be in that. Love it. Look at that. Look at that amazingness. See what I mean? Like you could always see this one too, right? 3. Yeah. Like support and resistance and all kinds of good stuff. Telling you. You could say this one too. All right. And then what else? Oh, so this is the whole squeeze that we're experiencing right there. I wonder if there anything down here that we could see. Not really. I mean, you could say that this is over exaggerated move. Otherwise, it would have been kind of bounce off of this, I bet, right? But it was just too much, right? Too much volume. They don't know what to do. I mean, institution. So even this after hours trading have that significant, right? And even before that, we've never ever traded above that line, right? So let me make sure real quick. This is the weekly. See, we've never been traded at this high before what happened in January 4 years ago. So to say that this company doesn't have any value, it's a statement in which I don't think is correct, although I am biased. It's okay. It's life. People have their own opinion on stuff. Okay. All right. So let's count real quick how many of those little dots we were able to count. Oh, see, it's even less right now. So it depends on different time frame, right? I mean, you look at it and you see, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Say 8. This cluster here, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, say this is one of them. But let's say 11 times, you guys, on the daily. And so, and even this interaction here, yeah, little shenanigan cluster over here that makes no sense. Makes no absolute sense whatsoever. But, in the meantime, you see this indicator that tells you buys. Like, see, and this is why I train myself in this company, or at least at this particular stock, to always buy on the red. You never know, because it's going to snap right back up for whatever reason, right? Whether it's manipulation or whatever, I don't know. All I could see here, hold on, let me change the color, because the buy, let's go with green. Okay, it's not even showing. How about that? I think that's pretty good. But anyway, so that's buy signal every time it dips, right? It's incredible how accurate this. I mean, if you buy here, you would have been like, oh shit, I should have waited. But then you buy some more. I mean, just doubling down on your own stupidity, right? There we go. Doubling down. Moran just make a video about, being addicted to buying GameStop, I think this is a good addiction to have. Because, you're buying a good company, in my opinion, right? I don't think I'm alone in this, but, so glad that I have people who do videos that, people like Moran who do put good contents out there. Oh, speaking of the devil, I will keep buying, of course. Welcome to the chat. I appreciate you. Honestly, I didn't even know you were watching, lurking about, but I appreciate you always. Anyway, so buy signal over here, right? You see a lot of buying signal on the dip for some reason. Yeah. So there we go. I'm just going through and circling all the buy signal and see where it's at. Just to get an idea of this indicator. And then there we go. Of course, a lower time frame, you're going to see a lot more buying signal. So had you buy, you have so many opportunity, like Peter Lynch was saying, right? People usually rush to buy things and they don't even know what the stock is doing, what the company is doing. They just, buy because it's green. And then they wonder why they lose money because, they don't follow necessarily what the company actually doing, what the leadership is doing. And then they end up, wondering why they're not making it in the stock market. Because again, sometimes, you buying it too expensively, at the right price, you have to make sure that you buy at the right price. And so it's more important as well. Even though you think it's a good company, if it's terribly expensive, like 100 times its book or whatever, that's like, how are you going to make money? Like Nvidia, for example. And again, I know people love to look at the look at the market cap, and they think like, oh, it's never going to collapse because it's just too big. Well, I cautioned you to think differently if that's your your way of thinking about this company. Because again, there's some shenanigans that's happening behind closed door. The revenue may not be, kosher. So you have to be careful in that sense too. It could drop half from here, you guys, like easily. Yes, it's going to lose trillions of dollars, but I'm not saying it's going to be, next week or anything, but it could happen. Anything could happen. You've heard of market crash all the time. You have although, there's a lot of money on the sideline as well to buy the dip because people don't want to miss out. I mean, could possibly be the dynamic right now that we're seeing a lot of altcoin going up and all that stuff. Look, I'm participating in that too, cryptocurrency. Marantz, close your ear. I know I'm talking about cryptocurrency. I get it. It's a little bit crazy. But coming from, crypto myself, I kind of know this cycle. And again, it's not, to me, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes, right? And so with the incredible amount of debt that we have in a national level, I think they have to think of something, quick. And I think printing money is one of the things that they have to do in order to fix this and kick the can down the road so far. And eventually everybody's going to crumble, and then we are going to be the last to fall as well in terms of dollars devaluation. But anyways, just my free thoughts here. So anyway, you close your ear, okay? Don't listen to the crypto part. But anyway, let me bring you back to what I was saying here. Now, if this company is used as a collateral to short, certain stock, I won't name it. I'm sure it's a basket of things, right? Again, I'm not saying that I have any proof of that somehow Nvidia was used to short GameStop specifically. I mean, there's a lot of arsenal or tools that this institution could hide their short interest and all that stuff. So I'll leave that to the expert who knows how to search for those things. All I know now is that you could buy GameStop at $31. Is it cheap? Is it more expensive? That's up to you to decide. As Marantz was saying, he's gonna keep buying. There you go. Yeah, word of wisdom right there. What are you gonna do, right? But anyways, let me go back to the chart real quick. And had you buy all of this level right here, you would have averaged around this level, I bet, right? I mean, look at the buy again consistently. You don't have to even up. Let's say you spend $100 and buy it over here. $100 you buy over here. $100. Every time you see buy signal, you just 100. So eventually you're gonna come around this time. I mean, around this price level right here. And again, this is why this level seems to be very relevant. Now, the point I'm trying to make, again, this point's gonna change your life, okay? So listen up. Don't misconstrued and then, screwed up, okay? So let's see. We are about to flip it to support for the next week. If that's the case, of course, it's gonna go higher. and to the right. I mean, there's no ifs or buts about it. If the market crash, S&P 500, whatever, goes down, then it's gonna go down. Life changing, right? There you go. I'm gonna close the stream. Goodbye. See you later. No, I'm just kidding. So understand again, technical analysis. I know Ron Kitty also used some of that too, and I think there is an expectation that there's something is looming. That's why he's been kind of like hinting along. I don't think he's trying to manipulate anyone to go into. Perhaps he is. Again, I mean, looking back at his character before he's become famous, I don't think that's the person that he is. And even when he came back in June, his character never changed. And I love people like that are consistently themselves and they never change, for anyone, you know. And again, seemingly, because I don't know the guy personally, and I really think that he's trying to warn us retail because he support retail. He, in my opinion, anyway. I'm sure some people who lose money on the call option, tens of thousands of dollars, will feel differently. But for me, I think I did it the right way because I have people like Morans and that I listen to and listen to the right person, right? Since the beginning of my journey into investing in this company, and so it's really important for you to listen to the right person. And I wish when I was investing in AMC, I would have a lot of counter information about AMC, right? Had I knew then, I would have sold at the top, like $72. I had a whole bunch, you guys. But I didn't lose anything because, again, I listened to the right person at the right time and sold at the right time. And so the rest is history. Of course, everything I got now is in Gamestop. And yeah, it's cool. Palantir. Okay. Palantir is PE ratio. See, PE ratio is freaking high. How about that? Now, Palantir, I'm sure it's been shorted too, but not to the extent of what GME. And on top of that, I'm sure, private equity or whoever is in, I don't know if it's private equity related. I will leave that up to the expert of private equity angle. Let me see. But it got placed into the S&P 500. And I'm sure most of the index fund has to buy it. Look at this, 2 billion shares diluted. I mean, they do have a lot of, government contracts or whatever, business, and expecting a lot of growth coming the near future here. So is it already priced in? Who knows? So who's forecasting this? Let me see. Okay, so it's above the forecast high. So who knows? Maybe they're ready to shorting it to oblivion again. What is the short interest here? 3%. Okay. All right. Inside ownership, 7%. Institution own almost half of this. Okay. So mostly retail, I would say. I mean, half and half. That's good if retail own this. Congratulations. I don't know, yeah, interest. Quick ratio, 5 times. That's pretty good. Hardly any debt, just like how what we have. It's canning to me the similarity between this company and GameStop right now. So let's compare, you guys. While we're here, let's do this. I just noticed that. That would be fun, huh? Okay. Stats. Let's look at this real quick. Where is it? Ratio. Yes. Okay, well, a bit. Okay, debt to free cash flow. Debt to free cash flow. So we need to fix that one for GameStop. We're on our way. Don't worry. But again, here, it's unfair because Palantir is a software business. Of course, they have low, overhead costs. And we are a retail. So for retail compared to its peer, I'm sure we're a lot better than most retail out there, right? So let's kind of take a note in that. I know like we're not in a rocket business or anything yet, right? Or a pet rock business yet. It might happen, might be the best pet rock business that we have. Anyway, if you look at the forecast, obviously this is stupid, every time I look at it, I say, what the hell? Like, really? Nobody's willing to cover this company? Okay, that's good. Keep a lot of people in the dark. That's okay. More share for me to hoard in that sense. But of course, we are on our way to bankruptcy soon. I mean, look at this red. I mean, there's nothing here, you guys. Come on. Oh my God. Impairment. Okay. Oh my God, such a terrible business, huh? No, okay, you guys, I'm just playing around here, but seriously though, we are actually in a plus. I mean, operating income, we are positive, you guys, for the first time in 7 years. It's been a long time for this company to come to where it is. I have no idea how people could see that successful turnaround business and still ignore it. It's okay. They don't realize that we are so early into this company. And again, like 10 years from now, you're going to be like, the news going to flip their script. Don't worry about it. They are going to come around to it. Because again, like they do this on every single thing. They used to trash XRP all the time. And now XRP at the high. And they're like, oh, how high can it be? Of course, like they've been accumulating XRP and all that stuff, institution or whoever. They know the technology can be changing, so fast. And they already accumulated it. Now they're ready to sell it to you at a high, 10 times the price that they paid for, or 25 times. Who cares? I mean, and then they're ready to, kind of let the price discovery to do what it does. I know I talked about this before. Let's see. I mean, I have XLM still. I am planning to take profit after this weekend and kind of go back to GameStop again. I know. I just like Moran's, like I'm addicted to buy GameStop. So I buy, not as consistently as I wanted to because, I already maxed out my Roth IRA. So that's my long-term back. Now, my other trading account is when I wanted to find indicators in which I could buy, when it's support level, right? Again, because I've been accumulating it so much over the year on my Roth IRA, I just feel like, even if I kind of lose a couple share here and there, I'll be fine, And the trading account is for me to live my day to day. I'm hoping to buy a house one day, you guys. So I'm trying to trade my way to that. And so when I see opportunity like this, where I know I'm okay, I have some experience, I should say. I'm not an expert on crypto or anything like that. I have some experience. 8 years ago, I learned about Bitcoin. Didn't participate then. Didn't have much money to participate then. And then the last cycle, when it was going to 70,000, that's when I had the bulk of my money. A little bit more to invest into that, and did pretty well. Did pretty well on it, and that's why I'm like, oh, 4 years after, I'm like, this is the same chart. I was like, okay, let me just buy some, and I forgot. Like I mad at myself, but it's okay. I was in GameStop at the time, so I should have buy down here. Knowing that, of course, when Trump got elected, during the election, you could see the exuberance of, cryptocurrency. It's being pumped. And a lot of congressmen right now are calling for reserve currency of some sort. So that's going to bring some of this speculation to the level of like feverish, mania again. Not to say that this coins, again, for me, my logic is that I pick the coin that will last 10 years from now. You guys, that's why I don't care about memes, those, what is it called? The Doge and what's the other one? Dog with the hat, dog with the ski mask, or whatever, there's so many of them. Because again, I know that it's just pump and dump, that one, right? Why is XLM and XRP not pump and dump, in my opinion? I think there's some utility here that can be used in the real world. And they've been testing it, you guys. Like there's, some evidence there that they've been testing it. Now, I'm going to try to draw a correlation here, but I'll save that for later. Just, I know you guys are here for GameStop content here. But it's worth kind of like discuss a little bit on what I think about this. And again, I'm not an expert on it, but we'll see what information I could muster. All right, let's get back to GameStop real quick. So operationally, we are positive. That's good, right? How many more years can we achieve the profitability in the sense just the operational side? I'm not even talking about the interest payment, you guys. I know there's a lot of like negative comment about that cash pile that we have because it's just sitting there and doing nothing. That's what they want you to think. But I'll make a case for that too because it's important. Let's see. Anyway, so that's later on. I know I'm gonna read the chart in a minute, you guys, before I forget. What am I saying? Okay. When can we return earnings? Oh my goodness, I can't even think, you guys. Come on. What's wrong with me? Return earning. Why retain earning? Where the hell is it, you guys? Come on. Am I blind? Cash flow? Okay. This is a disaster. All right. What? Okay, you have to trust me, okay? The return earnings that we have for GameStop is $250 million that we need to flip that to positive. Why do I want that to be positive? Because that's going to show the health of the company even more, the actual core business even more. When can we achieve that? I think within 2 years, we probably could achieve that on the core business. I'm not talking about the net income here. Of course, net income, we could do that in 2 quarters, easily. And so let's go back to the cash pile that we have, and people have concern about it. But before I talk about that, let's read the chat. Huh? Sorry about that, you guys. All right, hi Jesus, what's up? All good. I sold at 49. I see. All right. Wait, you have XLM? That's cool that you do. All right. I wish it would go back to $6. You mean GameStop? Load the boat. Okay. Everyone, thank you for the stream. My wife delivered another share. Oh, okay. 2 days ago, listen to while we're sleeping. Okay. Thank you for joining. What's up? Okay. Hi, because I can. All right. Just chilling. Okay. Friends. CCP. I don't know what that is. Is that Chinese something? CCP. Okay. Not understanding the chat. Sorry, you guys. I didn't. It's under financial. Oh, financials. Financial. There you go. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. I mean, what are we gonna do without you? I mean, seriously, you know. Yes, return earning, $213 million. That's what we want to flip positive. And we did that. Look, I mean, come on, like just 3 quarters ago. So, I mean, well, actually no, because we did spend a lot, $200 million. And let me see, we did spend quite a bit in terms of kind of like trying to get this, not spend. I think we were burning a lot of cash at the time. And, closing store, to do that is the smartest thing that you could do. It's the smartest thing that any retail company should have done. And again, like that particular decision is the one single most decision, one of the most important decision that leadership has been doing so far. Because they're here to make, real business here. They're not just here to playing footsie on the interest payment. Like AMC, for example. It's crazy that people would somehow think that was not a good idea for the business moving forward, just because, and again, I think there's a prevailing sentiment for a long time that somehow cash is not valuable. So this is a good transition to the cash pile that we have. Is that, when you have cash laying around, you could do whatever you need to do, and you're not beholden to anyone, to any banks, to any hedge fund or whoever, right? Or even the constraint of having to make more than the interest payment, breaking your back to do what? Just to pay interest, and for what? For bondholders, of your company, they get 10% for every single growth that you got. That's ridiculous to me, right? Just like you borrowing from the credit card, 30% interest, hoping that you're gonna get what? Buying a piece of jewelry that you're gonna enjoy for how long? I mean, unless it's gold, then okay. I mean, that makes sense to me. But if it's something that is depreciating in value, then it doesn't make sense, because you end up paying 30% more than the value of it today. And on top of that, you have what? Inflation. So it's not even 30%, it's like 35%, So case in point, okay, so that's cash pile aspect of thing. I think it's beneficial for GME to dilute or even keep diluting more. So what, you know? I mean, if it keeps the price going like this, like, duh, do it again. I don't know why people are just so scared. And even for people who are like saying paper hand too, I know, like, I get it. Diamond hand is always a good thing. But I'm saying that even the people that are selling their shares, it actually keeps, the market moving up, because without sellers at 35 or 34, 33 or 44, right? You're not going to see this, what is it called? The spike. Because remember, market maker, the way that the market is structured, it's unfair, but the way that it's structured is for them to look for sellers, okay, at every level. If there's a majority of people willing to sell it at $60, yeah, the market's gonna go towards the selling. Yeah. The path of least resistance. There you go. That's the term. So if there's no resistance ever, which is kind of like what I'm trying to tell you earlier, is that you're gonna see that stupid spike that everybody is waiting for. So that's crazy. Crazy. Chinese. I was like, Chinese Communist Party? Is that what you're trying to say? Corner walk. Oh my god. I love my brain. It's just a bit slow, unlike humor. And so I don't know how you do it, like all the information that you put and, live too sometimes. But I wish I could just get to half of where you are. It'd be amazing. I'm getting there. I mean, I've gained a few followers here and there. That's good. I mean, thanks to you. Because I can. Not Chinese. Got it. I never asked if I'm Chinese. Oh my goodness. Crazy. All right, 1 second. I need more coffee. I think that's why my brain is trying to wake up. Okay, so let's do the cash pile thing. I did that already. That's a good point to kind of like pondering if you're new to this. I always said, GameStop could do anything. It has the financial freedom to soar to the sky, Currently, the sky is raining, in terms of economic calamity that it's about to hit the world right now. And so we can't take flight just yet. But when the rain, when all of the dust storm that we're about to get hit with is clearing up, what do you think is going to happen to GameStop? Come on, this is decade and long growth and stability. And again, to me, this is like a no-lose situation if you invest in this company for the long term. I'm not saying, the stock price is not going to come down. Yes, it will. It will. Eventually people are going to take profit. Eventually people are going to do what I need to do. The shorter is going to pile in, double down, tripling down, or whatever, however long they have the money or liquidity to do so. And so since they are kind of connected, as we know from Lorenz, connect the dot, they are pretty connected in the sense that, they're always going to, have that lenient, you've heard about fines and, 100 million fine. No, not even 100 million. $1 million fine for a $10 billion misreport or something like that. Peanuts for them. And so even with the rules and regulation that is in place, nobody seems to follow it. And so we just have to wait. Retail can win if you are thinking about it long term. If you want to do the short term bursts here and there, yes, I mean, you might make some. You might be able to capture some of that gain. But if you haven't thought of it as a long term basis, you're not going to win. And again, I've learned this from Bitcoin. I've learned this from, any asset that I've had, even for XRP too. I've been holding XLM for 7 years. Now I'm 10x, even more than that now. Again, I wish I had more. Obviously, I wish I have been more consistent in accumulating those assets over here. Like, this is why I'm training myself to buy when it's boring. Like, when it's boring like this, best time to accumulate. I mean, if you put in $20 consistently, just like Moran's is doing with GameStop right now, you'll probably be set right now. Like, not a day I think is too much. Even just $20 a week, literally I start with like $7 a week, way back when I started in the stock market. So yeah, it's never too late to start a position, you guys. Like, and with GameStop, obviously, this is the best, like the earliest in terms of like growth. We are going through growth. We are going to grow in the future. So we just need to make sure that the dollar is going down first. So I'm not sure if you heard about dollars is kind of creeping up again. DXY. Here we go. Yep, it's going higher. Now, typically when the dollar is going higher, everybody's freaking out. They will take money out of the equity. So, to me, this is why I think, GameStop leadership is doing the right thing. It's because to close the European, arms of the company, because of this. You can't beat the dollar. And the dollar is a reserve currency. So every governments need dollars to settle the trades. Now, if, hold on, let me do your best. On my way to GameStop, gonna use okay, cool. GameStop is about to have a PE ratio of, 85. All right, you hear it first, you guys. That's good. By the next year. By next year, we should have 45. Okay. It's a buy at 32. Sure. For sure, I think, again, the fear is that, for me anyway, just speaking for myself, is the S&P 500, right? If the S&P 500 were to crash, for whatever reason, Jimmy's going to go down with it. But how much down? I don't know, Yes, that initial shock is going to give people that, again, the index people are retiring. They might want to, sell everything that they got from the S&P 500 or Russell 2000, those index fund. It will cause some spike down before it goes up again. But again, for people like me, I think that would be a great opportunity to wait for, again, because I already established my position from so long. I have way too many shares already at the moment, and so I'm not worried about that at all. For the share that I hold for long term, and so this is just my play bucket here. That's all. And so for my play bucket, of course, I'll wait for that, and I'm sure, with the cash pile that we have for GameStop too, leadership is waiting for that as well. For other company, buying at the cheap, buy good company at a cheap company that are actually making money, but because of the stock, this dynamic here. So anytime that the dollars goes up, people start to panic. Flight to safety is a real thing, you guys. Because again, this is risk free. If you were to put money into the 3-month T-bill right now, you get 5%. That's a no-brainer. So as long as you have money in dollar, and again, this is why the dollar going higher in value compared to any other country. Even the foreign, government around the world, they cannot stay away from the U.S. Treasury. That's why U.S. Treasury has been issuing hundreds of billions of dollars every month, every quarter, or whatever, just to supply to meet the demand of the world. And again, this is good for the dollar to go up, and with leadership that we have right now, I think that's what the dynamic is. That's why they have to close the European arm, because every other currency are falling like flies. So we lose a whole bunch of revenue, even though we're doing much better in sell out in the European arm. We cannot compete with the dollar going up in value. Now, there's a speculation, of course, that when Trump gets in, that he loves zero interest, like low interest environment. Okay. When that happened, of course, that's why people were predicting that altcoin's going to go wild, and risk asset. I know I don't think this, but any stock that is in that basket of risk, and just so happened that GameStop is in one of them, is going to go crazy too, because risk on, right? Zero interest rate is going to get that. And you see that dynamic in bonds, the bond market. If you look at why is the 10 years going crazy? Well, because again, flight to safety. All of the smart money out there. Oh, this is actually, let me see. Let me use this indicator to see where people are buying. This is TLT. Yep, TLT went down in value, and it seems like, every time it dips, you see this, sorry, goodness gracious. See this? Buy signal right here. Bankers keep buying. So they might be seeing something, the reversal at some point. Sorry, you guys, just burped. So sorry about that. That was unladylike. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. So it seems like there are buying signal for the bond. Again, my 401k, I am switching to bond for quite some time, since June of this year. No, last year, sorry. Since June. And yes, my portfolio is kind of, getting a return, because every single what is it, interest that I have throughout the month, I receive a monthly kind of interest payment. I reinvest into bonds right now, concentrated in bond for my 401k contribution. Of course, I only have limited of selection on that particular account, because again, it's from my work, so I can't pick a specific, so it's a basket of bonds. I concentrated on the long term, and then I have also midterm as well, like the 2 years and 3 years bond. And so on average, I get around 4.5% every single month. So my goal is when the S&P 500 come crashing, I'm going to scale back to that. And I'm going to leave that for, of course I have like 30 years to until I could cash out. But the whole point is that when it's ready to go the other way, you buy good company at the cheap price. And that's when you get the rich, the rich. That's why when people said that the rich was made when the market crashed, that's usually what it end up being. I bet you anything, there's a lot of like millionaire was made here in 2008 when the bond, or 2009 when the crash. So you don't start to see people fly to safety. Like you've heard about the, problems looming about over here, but the Fed didn't do anything much. It wasn't until the problem exacerbate already, then they step in and do something about it. The fact that they think that they could control the rates is ludicrous as well. But again, they have some tools here. But I think the only tools that they have is to do quantitative easing, like printing money like crazy. Because they've been printing it since 2008. The problem, the financial problem that they created back then is still not solved. If anything, it's like, 100 times worse now because of the derivatives and, all of that craziness, rehypothecation, shares lending and all that stuff. It's just that nobody really pay attention to it. And so they just slowly get rid of the, regulation. And even if they have laws for the little guy, the people that are, having the maximum impact, they don't really go after them, because if they do, the whole thing's going to come crashing down, right? And I really think that's why the fines that happened, it's just to deter the little guys from doing it. But the people that are too big to fail or deemed too big to fail, they're not going to ever get that repercussion. And that's, again, the erosion, in my opinion, anyway, the erosion of integral, market structure. Market doesn't have any integrity anymore, because it's not a free market per se. If you ever let the free market decide, we're going to be in trouble. And again, in my opinion, I think cryptocurrency is the solution, because there's no kill switch. So everybody is responsible for the trading. I know, like, you could also, the more supplies you have, you could also manipulate it in that way. You just lock up the supply, but I don't know. Again, I don't know how it's going to play out, but I think it's important to really be prepared for any kind of angle that again, diversification, right? That's what they're telling you to do. But for me, GameStop is one of the company that I will never let go, because it's worth it. When you are building something of importance, and I really think that this company is important for the next boom of the American economy. People may not see it right now. I see it. I mean, think about it. If Jimmy have this much money, right, and the world is falling to pieces, who's going to employ? Unemployment's going to go higher within the next year. Unless they print 10 times the amount of money right now, then okay. But again, that's present a different problem, because you're going to overinflate the whole asset class, and eventually nobody's going to have money to do anything, to buy anything, to survive even, And so it's going to be terrible, terrible. So prepare yourself for that. Not to say that, doom and gloom and everything's going to fall apart, but that's usually when you could build something better. And I think GME is going to be able to do that much quicker than any one company in the entire world. Okay? But again, that's like 10 years from now before people see the actual potential of this company. For now, it's just gonna trade based on, algorithms, like it's gonna spike. Oh, meme stocks happening again. Like, oh, all these retail investors are just piling in, right? Whatever. But eventually, the news media is gonna be like, oh, I wonder how high this. Oh, GME put in a solid earnings actually. Because now they already bought into it, because they have to. They bought into it like at $100, and then they try to pump it to other retailer, right? It's like, oh, look. But anyway, so that's like 10 years from now. Subscribe to Moran's as well if you haven't already. All right, subscribe to Moran's. Wealth of knowledge in here with Moran's and Mimo. Okay. No, I can't put myself in that, but I appreciate that. Appreciate your comment. Very honored to be put in Moran's circle. Okay. Thank you. This company is important. Yeah, very important. And let me finish this thought real quick. To me, GME will become the number one employer, in the times of need. Okay. When people are like, oh my God, I can't even, put a gas of tank in my, because there's no money left, at the end of the month. Everybody is stretched to the limits, you guys. And, insurance going to go higher. Health insurance going to be off the chart and all that stuff. And the fact that, I got a bill from that too. And it's frustrating because I do have good insurance, in my opinion, but still, you have this high deductible thing. You have to pay your deductible in order to, for the insurance to kick in. So for the longest time, I've never collecting anything, like pretty healthy individual. But the one time that I use the system, they slap me with this bill. So I have to pay it. There's no way out of it. The insurance is not going to pay for it because of my high deductible. Okay, whatever. So you have to be ready for that too. Now I'm fortunate enough to have the money to pay because I've been kind of saving up, investing the best way I know how to, and was able to capitalize on the knowledge that I have in the stock market. However, many years that I have been here, or I like to think that I have some experience here to share with the world. But again, don't trust me 100%. I'm wrong on the price action all the time. I thought it was like, look. I thought we were gonna go up from here, right? I mean, look at that stupid gap. That makes no it makes no sense. But it went like, the other way. So pooped the other way. So again, just be careful, understand the risk associated with investing in this company. My thought is that it's zero risk at this moment. Again, it's just my own, assessment. Because we have cash, okay? We have money. We have no cash burn, no looming threat of bankruptcy, okay? And we could do nothing and still make money. I mean, how can you bet against that company? Makes no sense, but they do it. There's a lot of dumb stormtrooper out there. that they're like, "Ah, I heard that when DFV tweets now, it doesn't, you know, it's gonna spike and then it comes down. So, and then it spikes and then it never comes down, you know." And so they pile in. Like again, retail investor is going to short this as well. I'm sure of it. The meltdowners, right? The people that are sour because they don't make the money that Roy and Kitty are making. They will be enticed to buy puts, and that's gonna send the price higher. Because if think about it, if you buy puts, somebody is selling that puts to you, right? Somebody wants that share at that particular price, strike price. So that's actually bullish, you know. But again, for every buyer, you need a seller to match up with that. Whether it's manipulative, you know, short attack or whatever, all of those shorts gonna eventually have to buy the stock back. So remember that. So that's why I welcome the shorts to short it. It's okay. That's gonna keep the price artificially low for me to accumulate more. Simple. I could wait another 10 years, okay? You know why? Because then 10 years later, I have more money to stash. Keep stashing. Keep stashing. You know, I make less money now. I mean, due to inflation, I'm going to get more, you know, hopefully with my raise, right? Cost of living raise. It's going to keep raising and raising. Guess what? I'll have more percentage to put away. You know, do you have to wait till 10 more years to reap your benefit? Maybe. Or maybe it's just around the corner. You know, you never know. But ever since, I've been accumulating a lot already. And then the next cycle, I'm going to do more, right? Now, by that time, obviously, you know, the price might be up here. It's going to be sideways up here. And then people are like, why is this company traded at 4,000 EPS? It's a shitty company. And then what do they do? They short, and then they're like, oh my God, why is the company's going higher? Crazy. What? Majestic? Oh my God. Thank you because I can. I appreciate that. I never thought that my voice is that majestic. I appreciate that. If that's the case, I would have had 1,000 subscriber already, but it's okay. I'll take that as a compliment. People who are cynical with the last 4 year, of meme stocks and AMC burned out. Trust you. Oh, okay. Thank you. I have noticed just the bridge. Okay. Appreciate that. Well, all the credit goes to Marantz, obviously. You know, opened my eyes to what AMC really was, and many other meme stock. You know, I did participate in Bed Bath and Beyond. I've never kind of recount this story, but I did participate in the Bed Bath and Beyond and lost a lot of money on that. Thousands, you guys. Now, thankfully, I only lost, you know, what I gained from crypto, which is, you know, not my whole principle or anything. So it was not that crippling to me. But had I put that into GME, I would have still have that money and more. You see what I mean? And so I fell into the same trap, you guys, the same stupid narrative. And at that time, again, I was gullible. Thinking that everything was going to be GME 2.0, right? And what happened? Never pan out. And then little did we know, Connect the Dot was the one that kind of opened my eyes even more. It's like, what? There's a whole bunch of, you know, groups of people who are trying to do what to a company? And then silently too, because they have, people and policymakers and, in Congress in their back pocket, and they come from the same revolving door. And of course, when you go into politics, you don't necessarily think that, people who are in there just in there for themselves, because they always fed us like, oh, we're public servant, bullshit. They're not. They're not. They're there to trade stocks and, allowed to do it. And even though, there's pushback on that, nobody really hold them accountable for anything. So, and they have most of the control, media, all of that, to, mislead people into doing the wrong thing. And so they always seems to have way out, of that before GameStop anyway, in my opinion. Little did they know they pick on the wrong stock, they pick on the group that is, gamers. We don't give up. I'm a gamer myself too. Sometimes, you play hours and hours just to get better at shooting some random things on the game, and just to get better. And it's fun for us, right? And to me, again, this is a game too. Okay, if you want the price to come down, I'll scoop some more. If I don't have money, I'll borrow money to do it. No, kidding. I was tempted for quite a bit of time. Oh my goodness. You have no idea how tempted I was over here to borrow money, I think at the time I could get like $20,000 from some credit card offering thing that they do. It's a Capital One, whatever, one of those, sheets. It's like, oh, you could get $20,000 pre-approved. I was so close to do it, but I was trying to be responsible, you guys, because again, what if it comes down to $4? It's going to be, a bit stressful, even though I know it's going to go higher. But again, when you were here, psychologically, you guys, okay, psychological. And again, all the price action it's just psychologically turmoiling you into selling. Okay, they do this thing to do that. They drop down the price so that you could sell it to them. They drop down the price, scaring a whole bunch of traders out there to sell. Stop loss, stop loss, stop loss, stop loss. For what? So that, they could bring it down to 10. The fact that they could bring down to 10, it's a testament of how powerful they are. Okay, so do not underestimate their ability to bring the price down. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they could drop it down from here. Again, the ability for them to double down on their stupidity. Dumb stormtrooper, right? That's all they could do. And the people that wins are the people last man standing, right? Who's willing to hold this company for the long haul? And we're all winning right now. They try to shake us. Sure, go ahead, shake some more. Weak hand, that's why the term paper hand, is throwing around. That's great. For me, again, if they want to keep it low artificially, down under 30, okay, let's play that game. Do that for another 5 years. See what happens. Anyway. Do you collect cards? Do you appear saying? No. I'm not a collector. I don't usually spend money that I don't have. It's, to me, in my opinion, it's a waste of money. I know it's kind of anesthetic. What am I saying? There's a term for that, but it's going against, my way of saving money. Now, I understand that, collectibles can increase in value, but I don't know enough to pick the right one. So, I mean, just going to stay away from it. Am I tempted to? Sure. But I would limit myself to like $10 or less. Again, I'm cheap, you guys. I'm cheap. But if I ever do, that's what I would want to do. Is to limit myself, because I saw like crazy numbers of money put it in one card, and I don't understand it. I don't have that. I don't have that money to buy $1,000 card. Like, for what? I know if you have millions of dollars to spare, okay, yes, supporting your habit like that, it's okay. I mean, I'm not knocking that. But there are some people who do it for a living, because they are very knowledgeable about the cards and which one to buy and all that stuff. That's also another, form of income for some people too. Vendors and all of that, I'm sure it's going to go to GameStop and be like, what? I could get this card at this price? Somebody sold it over there? And it's happening, you guys. So even with that thought alone, GME has that market corner. Not to say that, not to mention that they have the brand recognition. It's like a lifelong customer here, not only from retail, but from vendor as well. That goes to these card shows and all that stuff to present their cards and, having their, what is it? Retail arbitrage, arbitrage. I hope I'm saying that right, but yeah. But thank you for the question, though. You learn every day. Maybe this is the way the newer investor, YouTuber trusts you more. Oh, okay, thank you. Appreciate you. I mean, the inspiration is from Moran's, obviously. He's always staying true to, the information. And I love people like that. I hate people who are just telling you like the rosy part of things and not really the downsides of things. I'm guilty myself too, because I'm so bullish on this company. I have people in my life that kind of steer me from, not too just one-sided. And I appreciate that, honestly. People that I usually attracted to is people that are different than me, like think differently than me. But yet it's also nice to have somebody who agree with you as well. And so you need that balance in your life to be kind of like, tamed, not way to the other way. And I learned that, sure. But to me, the conviction that I have in this company, nobody could shake it, because again, the information was correct. The information was when I digest what Morantz was saying in his video or live stream or stream of consciousness, right? It resonates. It's like you can't shake that away. Like you can't shake the fact that I know that the company is going through a transition right now, right? Because if you listen to, like, even walking around on the street right now, and you ask about, do you know what GameStop does? Do you know who the CEO is? They don't know this. You'd be surprised how many people don't know what's going on about the company. What they know was what the media was presented to them. Okay. And even this too, like meme coin or whatever, GME, roaring or whatever, see, cryptocurrency tied to Keith Gill, is going up in value, 300%, right? Again, this type of influence is going to, give the crypto market that visibility. I get that. It's just the world that we're living in right now. What the hell? I hate clicking on this, they want you to subscribe and stuff. Crazy. Anyway, but my point is like, you've had people who are actually, steering people to buy those coins. Sure, you could make money, but again, my point is like, who is shorting, GameStop? No, you're buying from other retailer who thinks that, okay, it's the same thing. But again, that's only my concern about this, and the fact that no regulator saying anything about this, saying it's it's not good for the market to have this type of thing. Trading again against the company that is in existence. It's being allowed to do this. Can I just go out there and create Apple coins, Apple meme coins, and get away with it? Of course not. But because it's GME, somehow it's allowed. Because what? They're shorting GME, the actual stock. So yes, have fun with it. If you want to make money on GME, on Roaring Kitty related meme coin, go ahead, do your thing, But to say that the actual stock has no value, that's stupid in my opinion. But okay, all right, people gonna have fun. I mean, yeah, I don't blame them because like life is kind of boring sometimes. So people need some sort of entertainment. I get it. Stock whisperer. Okay, five stock investor secretly monitoring. Okay. Nothing else. Nothing to do with GameStop, but they put that there. Crazy. Yeah, every articles is going to be negative for now, and eventually they're gonna flip the script, and I truly believe that within a couple years they're gonna flip the script so quickly, you guys, and pretty soon they're gonna start to promote GameStop as the only company that's been kind of beaten down and then ready to thrive. When is that gonna happen? When they are sufficiently building their position already. Now, it might take some time, you guys. It might take 5 years for them to build that long position to offset the, at least to the point where they're not going to go bust, And so take that as an opportunity to accumulate more, as much as you can, in the lowest price. Now, it's worth re-mentioning too, just in case there's new people coming in here. To always have that strategy, For me, again, anything under 50 is a good one. I don't know where my microphone. Let's see. Under 50 is good. Just based on book value, 5 times its book value. It's pretty good. Anything middle, it's a little bit more expensive than 50, obviously. So you buy, at the same rate and then lower the buying. And again, this is just my long-term setup here, to always consistently adding to my position. It's fun, but you do have to know what you are doing, study it. Okay, yes, of course. I will like to see if Nat Turner will open up a different type of carding services. I think it's coming, if you look at the collector universe. I think Moran's did this already, where they do collect, like movies or something, DVD, and even NFT too. There's a board of director on there that was kind of at least related to the NFT, which is blockchain based. The growth of GME, being able to partner up with other companies out there is so important, you guys. Like the connection that in the future that GME could build. Like, I don't know how people don't see this. the network of people who would want to work with GME, because GME has that brand. Honestly, the brand is not as small as these media trying to portray GME to be. The brand itself, just from trading in particular, is enough. It's enough to have this company be valued at so much more, and eventually every single company out there would want to work with GameStop. And the deal that is struck between PSA and GME is a testament to how quick it could happen. And so if they could do that with PSA with just a couple weeks, what do you think is going to happen to other brands out there? That, an offer that they cannot refuse. I mean, yes, GME is going to benefit from that, but the people that work with GME is going to benefit even more, if they are, big enough as well. I mean, from equal side, equal partnership, or even the lower, the company that doesn't bring as much clouds would want to work with GME as well. I'm sure, yes, some company might not have that brand recognition. And so if GME were to put them onto the connection of networks, again, video related type of company, they could really add value to shareholders in that sense too. But the value is created based on the network of people that will want to work with GME at some point in the future. I mean, think about it. Like, PSA just did it. Like, Nat Turner was just like amazed at how quick, GameStop partnership was. And it was GameStop idea. It wasn't even PSA. It's like PSA was just dumbfounded. It was like, oh, what? You want to do what? That? All right, let's go. And it happened just like that. And so I wouldn't underestimate what GME leadership could do. Yeah. All right, guys. I have not talked about any other stock, you guys. Don't you guys feel bored talking about GameStop all the time? I mean, come on. Even me get bored. Okay. Hit that like, everyone. Oh, thank you. Kevin, I don't know. Welcome. Does GameStop backholder knows there's other stock too? Okay. All right. You're right. Yes, I know. I just noticed that. Like, the whole market, just GameStop? Kevin, I appreciate you. Backholders. All right. Don't you realize I'm holding a diamond back here? A diamond, okay? You may not know how to evaluate this bag that you think is shit. But, there's a lot of people out there who knows the value of their bag. So, not only that they are holding that bag, they are actively searching for other bags just like this. Just in case people like you who doesn't imagine the value of that bag or evaluate that bag correctly, just tossing it around as if it's shit. They're just gathering it. That's me. That's people like Marantz. In fact, we paid for those bags to be to come to us, because people are just throwing it away. It's like, what? Are you kidding me? You want to sell that bag to me at what, $31 a pop? Yes, I'm gonna buy it. You want to sell a GME to me at $30 right now? All right, that's your loss. Give it to me. I know. I get it. You think it's not worth $30. Kevin, are you owning GME? From your comment here, I feel like you don't own GME. It's okay though, you don't have to, stay wherever you are. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about GME. I'm sure there's other stocks you want to buy. Bored of GME? See? Heck no. Look at. There are people here that are paying attention to the right people. Okay? See? Look. Because I can. Diamond hand. I mean, come on. How could you hate companies like that? Yeah. I revel on the term backholders for some reason. I hear that term and I'm laughing. It's like, really? You think I'm a backholder? Keep in mind, okay? I bought since over here. I bought over here. I bought over here. I bought over here. I bought over here. A boatload of my bag is over here. Okay? So when you're saying a bag holder, what are you trying to do? There's a reason why you throw that terms around. But it's okay, psychologically. You don't want to be the one who hold the bag. I get it. But there are some bags you would be mistaken not to hold for a long time. You'll find out. You'll find out in due time. But for now, you get distracted on other stuff. It's okay. If you want me to talk about other stuff, okay, let me talk about it in relation to GameStop. All right. So Cinemark, let's talk about this. I know I'm on here for quite a bit some time. I have some time to kill today. So might be another hour or two. Who knows? I'm feeling good today. Feeling like kind of try to be busy. So let's go. Yeah, let's continue. Of course, I buy GME at 10 in April. See that? I mean, how many people would say, oh, these people are dumb buying GME at $10. It's going to go to 4. Okay, see? Now it's 30. What is the explanation? I mean, why is it trading at 30? If it's so bad? It's like, oh, from the high it was 100 and whatever. What is it? What is the high? I don't even know. So you see, people who buy over here lost a whole bunch of money. Okay, well, duh. Like, if you buy at the top every time, let's just say you're the dumbest person, right? And every time you buy at the top. Let's just play that game. Every spike that every single person got into. Every spike. Let's just say you're averaging down and you buy every spike. Is your average that much more or less? I bet you anything, the average would be around here. $40. Right? I mean, not far off from there. So all you have to do, just keep buying the spike. Or if you're lucky this time, you might be able to buy at the dip, at the bottom. But again, even with the unluckiest person in the whole world, that every time they buy GME at the spike, they still have some value there. So long as you're not selling it, right? So long as you're not selling it. My moon bag is still at $42. Am I sweating? Of course not. Am I thinking that I'm a bag holder? Of course not. Because I'm in here for the long haul. Okay? So, again, I didn't explain too much, but that's my moon bag. That's why I'm holding it for the long term. And ever since then, my cost average, because I've been buying it consistently, is around 24. I'm sorry, 25 to 27. I didn't do the exact math. But the point is, how long will you be a back holder if you're just consistently adding? That's the point of investing. You should learn about it. Okay. Now, if you are a trader, of course, go ahead, trade it. Have fun. Do your thing. Be happy about it, whatever percentage you're able to earn, 10% up, 20% up, you're happy with that, it's okay. I'm here to build a wealth here in this company. And so, that little spike here and there, it's fun to look at, but am I going to sell and not realizing the value of this company 10 years from now? Nah, not a chance, because I learned it already. And so if you haven't learned about the importance of long-term investing, I encouraging you to at least look up, Keith Gill, deep effing value. Okay? Not just trader. Yes, he's trade volatility. I get it. Very successful at that, So there might be a thing or two to kind of like emulate a little bit. Okay. So the reason why he's able to amass hundreds of millions of dollars is because he was long-term plus technical analysis. Okay. It's always going for, a deep value stock. And even at this price point, GME is still deep value stock. Make no mistake about it. It was deep value stock with risk over here. Okay. Now it's just deep value with lower risk. What not to love? Okay, let me flash back. Okay. With risk, this is riskier. Why was riskier? Because yes, it was on the verge of bankruptcy. Ryan Cohen got in here. Yes, the exuberant you saw, right? But he was working. Dilution over here, pay off debt, less riskier. Okay? But people who took a risk over here get rewarded right now. Let's say they want to sell right now. They are up how long? How much? Even throughout all that spike? Oh my goodness. Look at this. 17 times their money. So you're telling me that long-term investing is not valuable? In how many? In 4 years, you could make 17 times your money. And all you have to do is just buy whenever you're possible, right? I mean, imagine if you could accumulate down here. And again, this is why Roy and Kitty, Roy and Kitty, and among other people who bought during that time, they know the value of GME. In the future, yes, details are uncertain. I get it. There's some uncertainty here. That's why I'm saying it's riskier to buy GME here than now. But yet, there's still a lot of FUD, people coming in. Oh, there's other stock. Okay, then go find other stock. No harm, no foul, But anyway, sorry, I am getting carried away here. If you manage to buy at $10, you hold for life. Yes, of course. Not quite 10. Okay, so I had a whole bunch of money coming over here. Luckily, I got some sum of money that I, put the bulk of it over here before the earnings. Of course, I saved some dry powder to get at around $10. I did, I probably get 100 shares back then, on my long-term back. Thank goodness I was able to do that, and kind of bring my cost average down, but even more. But can you imagine if I have a lump sum down here? That would be even better, right? But life works that way. But all I have to do is just buy more. At the time, I got some call option too. Had I hold that call option till now, probably get like $3,000 already, because I bought one at. Well, actually, let's look at that. I think I made a video about that, but I bought at strike price of 17 at the time. I get so antsy, you guys, when I bought some call. I'm like, if I don't sell now, I'm gonna lose it. Again, call option, you're not supposed to diamond hand, okay? Share is what you diamond hand. Speaking of calls, my call is Ivy crushed to oblivion. So I still have that call. Most recently, not that, the $17 one. So right now I'm still holding my 35 and 50 for January 24, and the 35 is 17. Right now I'm 50% down. That's terrible. But I only have one, you guys. My gambling over here, addiction. It's okay. Like, play money. I don't respect money too well, apparently. No, had I put in shares, I would have been not down as much. But again, I'm planning to convert it to share if I can, because I'm thinking by that time I would get paid and would be able to kind of combine with my, my dry powder here to get a share at 35. If it spike, higher, of course, yeah. But my break even would be 37. So unless Jimmy go up to 37 by then, I'll be good. So that's what I'm hoping. Now the 50, it really depends on how I trade on Monday. I might add a few more calls just the dollar cost average down on that contract. But yeah, it's very risky, you guys. Like, just know what you're doing, and then, don't bet the whole house on calls and expect to be a billionaire in 2 weeks. It's fun if you could make it, but it's oftentimes stressful, for your life. You don't need that stress. The only thing that you need is just to know, buy when you can, and wait for the price appreciation when it matters. I lower my cost average. Okay, you're green. That's great. See, people who are consistently buying, even though they buy at the top, the most unlucky person in the world, they are in the green right now. So that's why you're seeing a lot of support here, because no one is scared. In fact, I bet you anything, people who bought over here still averaging up, right? You see Roaring Kitty averaging it up, because his cost average was 23 when he first posted. And then when he exercised that call or bought some more, it was $25 a share. So yeah, his average was going higher. Now, I mean, you could speculate then that he possibly could have sold up here and just tracking the stock. Again, not FUD or anything, just my speculation here, because I don't know Roaring Kitty personally. Might have hold some stock here, but was able to, I don't know, got into something else and was able to make boatload of money. And then when he saw the opportunity over here, he probably was buying, at every dip, perhaps, ever since, like this dip, this dip, this dip. And then went all in over here. When he see this, it's like technical. It's like he showed it on his live stream on June. He was like, yeah, if you see this, that's bullish, right? So why not? Why not go all in? And so that's what you see there. Yeah, and I'm sure he's seeing this technical too right now, where people, bankers or whoever, right, buying right here, buy. And on top of that, this is the most anticipated, right? The most anticipated earnings that you could have. What? You got in at 360, but that's before the split, right? Now my cost average is 21. Amazing. My 1 year pre-tax return is at, dang, 87. I'm doing better than the S&P 500. Yeah, of course. I mean, again, testament of long-term share investor, a long-term investor. Doesn't matter what security you put, you pick. Honestly, GME just have that layers of, of popularity, in the sense that, the media would always gonna talk about GameStop. Bad press is also a good press, honestly, a good thing, because everybody's gonna talk about GameStop regardless. It's gonna put GameStop on the map, whether it's good or bad. Right? So it's just creating that, dynamic of people always gonna talk about GameStop, and people who are always gonna be sick of hearing about GameStop, hating it even, like, to the point where they shatter. Like, oh my God, GameStop again? But those are the only people that are gonna miss out on the incredible turnaround story of GameStop here. And then they'll wonder why they're missing out. Again, just understand the storyline and the narrative behind it. The motive of people who making a video, including me. I have my own motive too. And, it's up to you to decide who's telling you the truth. So that's all I'm asking. Don't just believe in one outlet and then thinking that they are correct all the time. So that will keep you a lot more informed. In my opinion, Marantz is the best source of information out there about GameStop anyway. And most consistent too. So now, if you don't see that, that's on you, right? You go ahead and listen to other traders out there who gives you levels and, resistance and, Fibonacci and all that stuff. I know I do it too, just for fun, right? To see which level it makes sense. Like, again, these type of pattern, even the fractal and all that stuff, are so random, and as human, stock is so random. Like, you never know. At every moment in time, it could flip. It's 50-50. And so to say that there's some pattern here, again, the pattern is just for human traders, okay? Yes, algorithm is based on that too. It's, programmed to take away your money. And that's the important part, is that people don't realize that they are trading against the computer. They're not trading against other human here. And so if you are trading and not thinking about a long-term hold, you're not going to win. You might win. You might, have a glitch here and there that they cannot fix. I think that's where Ron Kitty was able to spot, and able to kind of go all in when it matters. How do you know that he's not seeing this? And then like what if he saw this movement right here and it was like, hey, this is bullish, look at this. I mean, look at this cup and handle, right? Any technical analysis people would be like, yeah, this is a cup and handle, right? How do you not see that? And then of course he's gonna bet right here, ready for that spike. And I'm sure he's probably shocked too, right, to see this spike happens. He might have some inkly feely that people probably didn't pay attention to his tweet anymore. Who knows? Or he knows. And then that's when he tweeted, and people are like, I'm sure people were like, Jimmy, I mean, DFV already left. Why are you still in here? That's usually when you're going all in. And mind you, this is why I have the conviction to go buy more at $10 and hold most of my position, right? Because when everybody tells me that it's a terrible company, including the price action, I have this in mind. That's a big lesson for anyone to look into if you listen to this. Yeah. That's how investing, this deep value to me, the value that Jimmy brought for this particular junction right here. 22 cents. Okay. But yet what? They want me to buy at a lower price when Jimmy make money? Okay. How dumb is that? Okay. But many people who are like trading this, they lost money, right? They're like, oh, it's coming down. It must be bad. And then when they lose out on this run because they're like, oh, it's coming down here, I'm sure many people bet that the stock comes down. Double down on their stupidity. Again, who knows? Who knows? One Roaring Kitty update will send this stock to the moon. Okay. I don't hate that, but I'm gonna tame my expectation. 113F will send up to any kind of news is going to do that. Again, this is the most popular trading stocks out there. It's so anyone who tells you that GME is dead is not paying attention hard enough. But it's okay. That's precisely why the opportunity is here. And I'm sure, Ryan Cohen is aware of that too. I don't think they work together or anything. I think that Ryan Cohen is more focused on the fundamental because he knows that without fundamentally improving the company balance sheet, you don't get this catalyst to send GME higher. And so that's going to take time. That's going to take a couple of dilution, a couple of smart decision back then. They make a smart decision already. And now they're ready to reap the benefit for shareholders, long-term shareholder. I get it when when GME dilute 3 times, people were so frustrated. And again, they diluted 3 times. What is it? 45 million and then 75 and then 20 million. So diluted 3 times. And have anyone noticed? Back then, we were like, what? Less than $4 billion in market cap. Spike diluted so many shares and was still higher than it was traded back here. That's amazing. I don't know how people are not like baffled at that, like revel in awe. Like, how can a company diluted 30% of their holding, 30% of the company equity, and still standing way up here, even at this junction here, and then still have people, buying into it, feverishly, rushing into buying it. Crazy, huh? Crazy. Any amount of news will send it to the moon. You're right. You're correct. Let's see. Of course, the Bed Bath and Beyond people. Goodness, crazy. Let's see. What else should I talk about? I know I've been kind of teeter-totting around the. Let's see. Let's go through this Cinemark real quick because I did a live stream a couple days ago and somebody, I think C13, somebody, I'm sure he's probably here. I forgot to go through the balance sheets and all of that. So let's go through it. I'm sure Marantz did it already. Go ahead and search for those videos. The comparison between Cinemark and AMC is totally different. Yes, they are in the same industry, but yet Cinemark is able to pose a positive earnings regardless of what is happening to the world. Yes, the pandemic, they were struggling a little bit and they were able to kind of come out of it right now. Despite, yes, they have some debts here. Okay, so this is 2019. That income, look at their income. You notice something? Their operating income is actually higher than the interest income, with the exception of 2020 right there. And then they come above, and then they lost a whole boatload of money, lost even more, right? Dire Straits, lost even more. Lost even more. Again, they're going through the same exact calamity as AMC. But then, what happened? 2020, you see the progression of improvement, okay? Revenue, look at the revenue, right? Revenue was down. Same exact world that we're living in. But Cinemark is able to pull in, when we're opening up the economy back, people start to spend again on to movies, right? Going out and, spending. And then finally, they're able to bring in a positive operating income, right? But yes, still less. For quite a bit. Until Q2 of this year. Oh, last year, sorry. 2023, actually. So I'm curious to see, okay, so interest expenses versus now. So they increase in their interest expenses, but yet they are still able to come ahead, right? So net is what? $240 million this fiscal year, trailing 12. I mean, amazing, right? But for some reason, people, when people's like, oh, I'm watching AMC, okay, I want to support movie theater. Okay, you want to support movie theater that lose money every time for investor? I get it, you support movie, but how about this company that actually, how about invest in this type of company that have better leadership, right? That are not hinging on the short squeeze narrative, okay? Because short squeeze only happen if there's some catalyst there. You think shorts is afraid of shorting AMC? No, they're not. Because there's no catalyst for it. You know, they might short for 5 more years. You know, if retail keeps buying that company, of course you might be able to survive for 5 more years, but you're going to be diluted to hell and back. So there's no way for them to survive, because in comparison to Cinemark, you don't have cash burn, okay, while having interest payment right here still. That is amazing right there. $200 million, even though they have debt to pay, but their debt is not crippling. So let's go look at the stat here. PE ratios, amazing, much better than GME even, right? Price to book, obviously 6 times price to book. We are more valuable than this company because of the cash pile we have. But PE ratio is amazing for this. Retail, again, movie. In the downturn. So this is a testament of a turnaround as well. The only thing I don't like about Cinemark is the fact that they have debt, right? And that interest payment is seemingly going to keep going up in value. So every single profit that you get from the gross profit, operational income, portion of that, $160 million of that goes to the interest payment. I mean, had GME be in debt right now, we would have been in the same boat. Not only that we're burning cash in terms of, not having enough business, for whatever reason, discretionary spending is not high enough right now. Again, people are not spending. People can't spend. We would have been in a world of hurt right now. Shareholders would have been, suffering. Of course, die hard out there. They'll be holding, but my point is that the share price might not be seen right now at $30. Because most people might have lost faith in that. It's like, oh, it's over and all that stuff, right? Because they can't even bring in $1 million in this junction, right? And look at this, institutional ownership, more than 100%. So there you go. How can they own more Cinemark? Right? Is this true? I don't know. But if you want to invest in games, in movie theater, Cinemark is the best one to get to. Okay? Because look, how can they own more than 14%? Because most retail go own AMC and losing a whole bunch of money. Yeah, not sure. I don't know what the leadership here, whether there's any tie to private equity or not. But they were able to bring in 8%. You guys, that's a lot. That's amazing. So yeah, understand the difference right here. Look at this. After 4 years, after all of that dilution, all of that money's, sucking value out of shareholders from so long, you still have this loss. Okay? And the CEO is still CEO. Adam Aaron. It's crazy, right? Again, I'm not mad at people supporting, companies that are going under. But if you have leadership that time and time again don't respect, shareholder equity and treating, shareholder as a cash cow, even though they're kind of sitting through so many dilution to the point of destruction, and still diluting more, it's ridiculous, right? But again, people who invest in AMC, their only hope is GME squeezing. That's it. Remember this. GME does not need AMC to run, and then we run along with it. But AMC needs GME to run, or else they're not going to have any amount of success. And this is why shorts continue to short AMC to oblivion. I don't care if there's like 10 billion shares traded over here. They're not going to ever close because they know the demise of this company already. It's done. It's a done deal. And again, my heart goes to people who are still believing in this, who's still holding strong, thinking it's gonna come back. Whew. It's a lot, I could have been one of them had I believed that, had I not come to, the right information. Would be catastrophic. Now, I wouldn't be crippling because, I put away what I could at the time, for the future. I have my 401k and all that stuff. So, I still have that regular stuff. But as far as like my self-directed, ones, I wouldn't be able to be where I am right now. And so my money in that account is sitting pretty right now. At the lowest, possible what is it? Price action of GME. I was sitting. One day I'll show you the portfolio, but I'm a bit of a scary cat at the moment. But I promise you I'll show you. But let me see. I don't know. I'm always afraid of docking my own self here in online. Again, you never know who's online, trying to I don't know, try to tear people down, after what happened to Marantz. I'm feeling scared. But it's okay, life happens sometimes. But people are cruel online. Terrible. You never know. So at this junction, I was like sitting pretty. It's like, okay, all right. It's down like 80%. What is it? So let me see if it's down here. 70%, you guys, 70% red. And I held through it. Had I take a loss then, I would have been missing out on this run right here. Tens of thousands of dollars, you guys. So that's a testament of long-term investing. Let that be a lesson to you. So now it's only 20% down on that account. So yeah. Can I for me to break even on that account, have to wait for 30% up from here. So yeah, I'm back holder. Sure. Okay. It's life, I have to wait another 5 years. It's okay. It's life. All right, Palantir. Where was yeah, 370. Yikes. I know, again, pumping. Crazy. All right. right, guys. I think I'm out of ammunition at the moment. I know I said I was gonna be here for another 2 hours, but a girl got to eat. My energy level is down, so I need some sugar. But yeah, so I appreciate all of you coming in, interacting, and yeah, chiming in. I will let you go. And let me make sure. What did I forget here? Just to mention about bond market. Why did I open this real quick? Ooh, okay. So long-term bond. Yes, I think that's why I was opening this. Just to preface ahead of time, obviously we are going into that inversion already. It used to be higher here for the 3 months, 5% or whatever. So now it's going back to normal dealing. So banks usually will, rush into the 10 years and 20 years when lower interest rate, lower time frame have lower interest rate. Because again, when you're offering somebody 5% 3 months, of course people gonna flock to that. But as it's unravel, people are going to be like, okay, I'm okay with 4%. And most people will flock into that. And that's why TLT will be, in my opinion anyway, could be wrong, I could be wrong, TLT will increase in value over time. Again, because the interest rate is too high right now for the economy to function. And if the dollar is going up from here, I mean, there might be some hurdle, some hurt. If the XY goes up from here, typically the S&P 500 will come down as well. People are gonna be like, oh my God, if I could hold dollar, I'm gonna make 5% anyway. In comparison to, Chinese yuan or, Japanese yen or something, right? So that's going to cause the dollar to go higher because higher demand for dollar in global sense. People need dollars to settle just the world trades out there, obviously. So they have to get to dollars in order to make the business moving, settle their trades. I think that's all I want to mention. What else? Scammers. Okay, all right. Yeah, a lot of Pokemon's video. Look at this craziness. Okay. 12,000 for cards? Best value. Great. I haven't seen this one, so let's look at this real quick.
Two types of people who love cards in the Pokemon card hobby. First, you have the diehards. These are the ones that know the full, complete, nuanced list of all the recently discovered prototype cards. They know the population report of all the Pokemon Snap cards, and they probably have a full PSA 10 set of Poncho Pikachu cards. Then there's you and 99% of the collectors in this hobby. Take, for example, a parent with a typical 9-to-5 job. They open one booster box a year with their kids, and they've probably heard of PSA from big content creators or seen massive displays at events like a Collecticon. Gamestop's new grading service is designed exactly for them. It's not for the diehards that know everything. Average consumers often feel overwhelmed by the grading process and need guidance. If GameStop can be one of the players that makes the hobby more accessible to new collectors, then that's a huge win for all of us. GameStop just announced.
Yeah, it's a huge win for all of us. Again, this is good kind of point of reference if you don't understand how this partnership could bring GameStop to the map again. Very informative, right? And again, collectors are crazy. They're going above and beyond. There's two type of collectors here, as he was saying. And so if you're the diehard one, of course, you know everything about the cards and but GameStop is trying to bring, bridge that gap, so to speak, for the people who are not, like just getting into the hobby and just feeling so overwhelmed, or the newbies out there, right? People like me who never thought about collecting and all that stuff. And perhaps if I were to go into it, where do you think I start? You think I start at PSA website? Of course not. I'm going to go to GameStop. Simple. The customer acquisition, just like Miranda was saying, is at $0. Because that's going to churn. Doesn't matter if they only grade 2 cards a day. That's money coming in to the store. And of course, the store has to bring in money. If the store are not as popular in that particular area, does it make sense to keep it open and lose all the money? No, of course not. They have to close down because the demand is not there. You are in business to make money, right? And so those stores that are losing money is not going to be profitable for the company moving forward. And when the company is not profitable, there's no sense of keeping it open just to keep it open for the name itself. And that's where you run into what AMC is doing, right? The only reason why they keep those movie theater, the only way, the only clout that they have is the fact that they have the largest selection of movies out there. Just a lot of location, but there's nothing. It's just a shell, right? The balance sheet is not there to warn all of the asset that they have. See what I mean? They have a lot of location. Of course, it's going to be carved up by the bondholders out there that are buying this bond and risking their capital. Yes, but the senior bondholder will get paid first. Retail, not going to get anything because there's no share equity in this at all for the common stock shareholder here. The executive, they already got their bonus for GME. I mean, for AMC. So they're not going to worry about it. But shareholders is not going to get anything. Sorry, and they could file for bankruptcy anytime. Is it FUD? I don't know. Again, for you to understand this company from the fundamental side. Don't care how many shares being shorted in this company at all. Don't care. Let's say it's 10 billion shares being shorted at this moment in time. How do you think it's people who shorting this $10 billion short in this? Well, it's going to close. They technically could double down and then wait for another year. So again, that's why, people are calling for Ron Kitty. Perhaps Ron Kitty's going to buy into this company and send it to the moon. I don't know. I don't think so. But the only way I would believe it is if he posts it, online and for everybody to see. For AMC shareholders' sake, I hope that happens. But again, I don't see it happening anytime soon. Look at this, oh man. If you bought before the pandemic, you would have been down 99% already. Crazy, huh? Right? Or even before the squeeze. So let's look at that. How much more percentage? Let's say you bought at the bottom before the squeeze. You would have been down 77%. Crazy, huh? But yeah, when you said how low can it go? Oh yeah, it's going to go lower. You think it couldn't be lower from here? It's going to go lower. Not a FUD or anything. But remember, when people were buying over here, they say, oh, it couldn't been any lower. 73% down. Oh, it couldn't been any lower. Another 70% down. Yeah, it could go to that. Crazy, huh? Crazy. Okay, I think I am tapped out, you guys. Again, thank you for being here. I know I said I was gonna let you go, but I just babbling on anyway. All right, guys, I am tapping out.